Hi there, my name is Velmoed, and in this video I want to show you how to connect ThriveCart and Kajabi. So ThriveCart is a shopping cart software and Kajabi is an online course and membership platform that also has a checkout capability. You can use it for sales and sales pages and things like that, but their checkout capability is not as good as it is in ThriveCart. So I'm showing you how to use ThriveCart to sell your stuff in Kajabi and how to connect the two. If you don't have ThriveCart or Kajabi just yet, you can find affiliate links to both of them in the description to this video. ThriveCart is actually currently offering a lifetime deal, so you're just going to pay one time and then there's no cost ever again. So that's always really appealing to me. I just want to, pay one time and get it out of the way. So that's really helpful. And if you sign up to Kajabi through my link, you get a 28-day free trial instead of the regular 14-day free trial. And I'm also offering 5 hours of my Tech VA services to help you get started with your Kajabi. So if you want to make use of that offer, feel free to reach out to me, and my details are in the description to the video. So let's dive in. First of all, really shortly, because I want to show you actually how to do this, but I want to touch on this really shortly, why the Kajabi checkout is not optimal. So it's really hard for returning customers to buy again, right? So someone has bought something from you and Kajabi makes it actually really hard for them to buy again. There's issues with logging in and people are just reporting that they're losing sales because of this. And of course, that's never a good thing. It's really hard to make it look good without coding, and you can't limit the available quantity. So in Kajabi, you cannot say, for my group program, I only want to have 10 people, and then I want you to send those people to a waitlist page. That's not possible. So you cannot limit the quantity right here, and that's just not very helpful. The other issue is that it's very limited in the upsell and downsell capabilities, as you can only do one upsell and you can really not make that look very good in Kajabi, and there's no downsell capabilities at all. So enter ThriveCart. Customers can easily buy again through ThriveCart. It's easily customizable and it looks a lot better, which will certainly help your conversion rates. You can limit the quantity available and you can have up to 5 upsells and a downsell. It also allows for multiple purchases of the same thing at once, which is not very helpful for anything people do in Kajabi most of the time, but I just wanted to put it out there. They also have a better affiliate system, and you can offer more payment systems, including Apple Pay and Google Pay, whereas with Kajabi, you're limited to offering PayPal and Stripe. So what's the process when we're connecting these tools? People make the purchase through the ThriveCart checkout page, and then it sends the data to Zapier, and Zapier sends the data on to Kajabi. So ThriveCart and Kajabi cannot communicate directly. We need Zapier in the middle, which is, if you don't know, a software that is specifically made to have other softwares and other tools communicate with one another. So what do we need in those 3 platforms, right? So inside ThriveCart, you need a product setup, and I'll just show you in a second how to do that. And you need to set up a checkout page. In Zapier, you just need to have the free plan. Now, if you have the starter plan or higher, or if you're willing to get that, that may be more helpful because you can do some smart things, and I'll touch on that a little bit later in this video as well. But for what I'm showing you right now in this video, you are good to go with the free plan. So what you'll need inside Kajabi is, of course, your course, which is called a product in Kajabi, an offer selling your course. And actually, if you just want to do an offer for coaching, for example, and there's no product attached, then an offer on its own is enough as well. You also need a thank you page where you're sending people after they purchased. This is not 100% necessary, but for the setup that I'm showing you, we're sending people to a thank you page in Kajabi. You also can choose to send people the offer grant email. It's a setting in your offer. And under checkout settings, and this is not in the offer. This is always a little bit weird where Kajabi has this setting. So at the bottom left, you'll find settings, and then there is an option for checkout settings at the top right. And there you can choose to add people to your email list automatically, have them choose to opt into your list, or to not have them opt into your list. Now, the thing here is that if you do the setup that I explained in this video with the free Zapier plan, the only options you have are to either add them to your list automatically, and you have to set that up inside Kajabi, or they will not end up on your email list. Now, this is a privacy decision that you have to make and has to do with privacy laws. And you just have to decide for yourself what you're comfortable with and what you would feel would work for your clients. If you're just sending them emails about the course, it's probably okay. But I'm not a lawyer, so don't take my word for it here. It's probably okay to add them to your list so that you can send them information about the course. But as soon as you want to add them to your email list in a more general way and selling them other things down the line, that becomes a more tricky ethical question about whether that's a good idea to do it that way. If you have a different Zapier plan, it can be set up differently so that you can actually offer people the choice of opting into your list. But if you do the simple setup that I show right here, you have to choose for them. So the product setup in ThriveCart. So of course, first you log into your account. And again, if you don't have one yet, my affiliate link is in the description to the video. And you simply set up a product. So here at the top right, you see this little icon right here. You click on there and then you set up the product. So you choose whether it's digital or physical. And in this case, because it's on Kajabi, it's going to be digital, and you click confirm. And then here, for the options, you set the product name, you can do a description, and you choose the checkout page URL. And then here you just leave it in test mode. Then you get to so we're still on the product tab. So you see product, fulfillment, checkout, and behavior. So we're going to go through all of these. So we were just on the options and now we're on pricing. So here you choose the currency. And then here you can click to set the product price. And if you do that, you'll see here that you can choose a one-time fee. And if you click this drop down, you see these options below here. So you can choose a one-time fee, subscription, split pay, or even pay your own price, which is also something that Kajabi doesn't do actually, which is really cool that you can do that in ThriveCart. So here you set the payment type, the price, if you want to do a trial period. For this setup, I'm just keeping everything super simple. And this here is where you limit the quantity available if you want to do that. And then here, you also can choose whether they can purchase one or just more at the same time. Then here, back to this image here on the top left, you can set it to calculate sales tax automatically. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how good that actually is. I'm personally using Quaderno to calculate my sales tax because I'm in the European Union and taxes can get really complicated really quickly, and they help you sort that out. So if you want to give that a try, my link for that is in the description as well. And then here you can customize the customer's invoice if you like. And here you can also choose to add a pricing option. So that's if you want to offer maybe different payment plans, a one-time payment and then payment plans, you can do that right here. Then the next one is the order bump. So here you can choose to do an order bump. So this is where people are on the checkout and they just tick that little box that says, do you want to add this specific thing to your offer? So here you name it and you give it a price and you decide as well, again, if it's digital or physical. And then you simply hit next. So nothing too complicated there. When we go to just want to show you here again, sorry. Processors is simply where you set up your payment processor. So you can link it to your PayPal, Stripe, and then Google and Apple Pay as well. And if you want to do affiliates, you can set that up right here. That's beyond the scope of this video, but you can just follow the steps right there to set that up. Then when we're on the fulfillment setup, here is where you add your support URL or email. So you need to fill that out so that people can reach out to you after the purchase, or I don't know 100% where this is ending up, but I think it's going on the invoice and things like that. And then what should happen after the purchase? So is it going to display their total and their invoice, or are we sending them to your URL or adding them to the membership? Now, if you're running a membership in Kajabi, you may think that this is the best option to click, but it's not because there's not this direct integration. So they integrate with a couple of other platforms, but not Kajabi. So what we're choosing here is send them to a URL, and that's where you put in your Kajabi thank you page. And then here you can ship a CD or DVD through Kunaki if you want to do that. Not really relevant mostly, I think, for people using Kajabi. So then on the checkout step here, you have type, design, and tracking. So you can select the card types. So standard or sales card, embeddable and pop-up. And you have new cards and legacy. And then you just choose one of these. I generally go for the standard one right here. And then when you click next, you get to the design section. And here you simply click to launch the editor. And then we get here. This is what it looks like. So what we have here is a couple things. So you have the main thing where you see what it's going to look like, some styling options that you can do here. And on the right hand side here, you have the different elements that you can drag into here. So a heading or an image or video, testimonial section, bullet points, buy links, guarantee seals. There's all kinds of cool things that you can drag onto here that I'm not going to go into for this video because I really want to focus on that integration with Kajabi. So what you need to do here is click on this section where it says contact information. And when you do that, you can see that you can add these different options. And that's really good to do because then the data gets sent on to Kajabi, so you can actually collect their first name and last name instead of just their email address, right? So you want to collect more info, and this is also important for tax purposes and calculating how much you need to pay. So make sure that you're collecting this extra information. Now, of course, there is a case to be made for just collecting as few information as possible, so I would not add much more, but this information can be very helpful and important to collect. And then here again, just a little bit bigger on the screen, the different sections you can add to your checkout page. Then the tracking. So one thing that would be important for sure, you can use the others too here, but is to add your Facebook pixel ID here at the top. And then click next so that you can do retargeting for people that are not buying, things like that. And then there's the behavior tab. So we had product, fulfillment, checkout, and then there's behavior. And this is rules, adding them to email lists and things, but it's only coming up with like custom HTML. I'm not using this. So if you need more info on this, probably just reach out to ThriveCart, or I can find out for you, but I'm not using it. So just wanted to show you it's there. And then you'll see that we're actually, or I think we set it up in the beginning, we're in test mode, right? So it's showing that right here at the top. So right at the end, when we're done with the whole setup, we need to click here, edit product settings, and then set it to live. Right now, we're gonna click here, customize sales funnel, because I wanna show you something there. Right here, I just want to show you here as well, like this is the URL that you're going to send people to, right? So from your Kajabi sales page on one of those buttons, you're going to send people to a URL and you're going to have this URL behind it. So it's sending people to ThriveCart for the purchase, and then afterwards it's sending them to the thank you page in Kajabi that you specified in one of the earlier steps. So if you click here, customize sales funnel, you can add your upsells. And this page has, you simply have to tick this little box here at the top, enable the sales funnel for example product, as I called it. And then here you have two sections, so the top section and the bottom section. And I want to show you both. The top section here, what's important is when customers purchase, I want to, and then you can choose a couple things here. Again, the membership site option won't work if you're using Kajabi. So you can either display their invoice or provide URLs to purchases. And so yeah, you can just, choose whichever you want to do. And what's important here, and I think this is really crucial, do you want a refund / chargeback reducing confirmation step? And let me explain what that is. In Kajabi, when you're purchasing something with or without the order bump, you can then get shown the upsell page. And on the upsell page, there's just one button. And if you click it, your cart gets charged right away. There's no summary. There's no, are you sure you want to purchase this extra thing? It just charges your cart right away. And what happens is that a lot of people don't realize that it's actually going to charge their cart straight away. And you can prevent that a little bit by putting the right copy on, on or around that button saying, are you sure if you click this, it's going to charge your cart? But many people don't do that. And then the buyer doesn't realize that they're actually purchasing something. And this is a one-time offer. It's often not super cheap. So it's going to, result in a lot of chargebacks, and people want a refund, which is then going to cost you money, not only for not selling the stuff, but also for the fees that PayPal and Stripe are keeping if you provide a refund, right? So you want to prevent that. So I would definitely say show the confirmation step, and that will help reduce the chargebacks and refunds. Here's a section for upsells and downsells. It says here, note, after setting and designing your funnel to save changes, you must hit the Save Sales Funnel button. Okay, that makes sense. So you can have up to 5 upsells. So you need to first create that product inside your ThriveCart to be able to add it right here. So as you can see on here, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's just one specifically. So from the dropdown, you choose your specific product. You enter the success URL, which is the thank you page in Kajabi where you want to sell them. You can edit the upsell page and make it look really pretty right here. And you can also say it's a replacement for the following purchase. So if something is like a bigger package and they should not also receive the smaller package that they actually purchased right before, then you can replace that and put that offer right here. And then also you can choose a downsell right here. So the next thing that we need to set up is Zapier. In Zapier, when you log in, you see the screen where you can create your own workflow, as they call it, and you connect this app with this one. So here you start typing ThriveCart and it will come up in a little drop down and you select it, and the same here for Kajabi. And then when this happens, do this. So that's how Zapier works, right? So there's a trigger on this end and there is an action on this end that happens when the trigger is taking place. So we choose here a product purchase, and then grant people access to an offer in Kajabi. And then we click Use Zap. So here we see the steps that we need to take inside ThriveCart. So first of all, we need to connect the ThriveCart account to our Zapier account, right? So you simply click Sign into ThriveCart, click Yes, allow access to my account, and then you see the account selected right here. If you happen to have multiple, just make sure that you select the right one, and then you click Continue. And then here, we customize the product. So under product, we're choosing the product we just set up in ThriveCart. So that in this case would be the example product. And a lot of these here are optional and you can just leave them as they are. And it's just important here that where it says opt-in checkbox, that you leave it to always trigger. Now, if you do some fancy stuff there in ThriveCart, this could be different, but for now, just leave it to always trigger. And then here we're going to test the trigger. So they'll find a recent product in your ThriveCart account to confirm that the right account is connected and your trigger is set up correctly. So you click test trigger and then they say, oh, we found a product. And then here I just covered this up, but there's some test name and email. And I think it's just like test data that ThriveCart uses in Zapier. But that's showing up that you have a product here, product A. And this is not the name of your product. This is just a Zapier thing that it calls it product A. And then here are the steps in Zapier for Kajabi. So we're also going to connect it to our Kajabi account if you haven't done that yet. And then the action event is grant access to an offer. And you click continue. And then here are a couple things that we need to set up. So customize the offer grant. So first you need to select the right Kajabi site. So if you have an account on the growth plan or higher, or even if you're an affiliate, you can have 2 different sites within your account. So you need to make sure that you have selected the right account where your offer actually lives. And then you select the offer. So in this case, I just called it a test offer. And then here, member name. And for member name, so you're gonna choose from the ThriveCart data. So you simply, you see the options here and then you click more or something and you can find them. So you select the one here, customer's first name and customer's last name. So you both just click on them after one another and they show up in here. I'll show you that in a little bit. And this is where the data from ThriveCart is going through Zapier to your Kajabi account. So you have their name in your Kajabi account as well. So you can see that right here. Member name, so for example, Edward Mann. This is the data coming from ThriveCart and we're sending it into Kajabi. And then you do the same for the customer email. And for the external user ID, this is really, really important. You need to use the customer's email ID, their email as well. And I'll get back to this at the end of the video because there's something important about this that needs to be done in Kajabi as well. And then here you can select to send out the offer grant email. And we click continue. And then here we're going to do a test offer, sending it to Kajabi, right? So we click test and review. And then it says test was successful. And then you can actually go inside your Kajabi account and see if that test person actually got access to your offer. Now, don't worry, this is indeed a test person, so no one's actually getting any access. It's just to test it. And then here you can turn on your Zap, or you can wait a little bit because we need to do a couple other things as well. A couple of important things. So the thing is, the way ThriveCart sends people into your Kajabi and identifies people for multiple purchases is by using this external user ID. And for that, we're using the email, right? So that's what we set up right here. Now, you need to ask support in Kajabi to fix the external user ID for all your users and make that their email address if that's not the case just yet. And support can help you do that. You can find it under people, then find a specific person, click edit details, and then you can see a part of that page is the external user ID, and this can be some number or something else, and you just have to make sure that it's their email address for everyone so that ThriveCart and Kajabi through Zapier can communicate if someone does an extra purchase, and they know that they need to add that purchase to this same person's account, and they identify this person through their email address. So that's why this is important. What's important as well is, of course, in ThriveCart to set your product to live and not just in test mode. So you would click Edit Product Settings and then select Live and click Save and Get URL. And what's important too is in Zapier to make sure that your Zap is actually on, because otherwise, and maybe you did that in one of the steps right before this one, but it's of course important that the Zap is actually working. So that's it for this video. So I'll just go back to the sheet right here. That's it for this video. Of course, make sure also to link up your button in, your sales button, your buy now button in Kajabi to the ThriveCart checkout page, right? So I hope this was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Bye.